Early in the morning, the beginning of the light, the bell rang. I went to the window, I saw downwards, and I saw a group of about 20 Zapatistas with weapons. I went downstairs, I opened the door, I invited the commander to enter, Comandante David. He was wearing his traditional garments with his hat full of color. He was covered with a mask. He just said, "We have taken San Cristobal and we want the bishop to ask the government not to bomb San Cristobal." So I agreed, and then I began this communication with the Bishop Samuel Ruiz. We were worried about the federal response, a fear of what would happen to the people, what would happen if the federal army would come with all its power against the Indians. The Indian communities were marginalized. They had been for many years struggling for their rights. Strong fighting took place. We could not imagine what the government would do. Many people were killed, although we never knew how many died. All Mexico was shocked. It was unexpected. We were in front not of courageous communist guerrillas, but we were in front of people with dignity, trying to have rights, trying to have a better future.
A radical solution is called for. In the state of Chiapas, that means revolution.
This second day of January, I went to visit Subcomandante Marcos to ask him to let the tourists leave San Cristobal. Subcomandante Marcos at that moment was wearing his full military clothing with his pipe, and the movement of his hands is very expressive. I found him very comfortable, very confident, serious but kind. No one would imagine that anyone, especially North Indians, would organize such a rebellion. For many years, the Diocese of San Cristobal had been working for the rights of the indigenous people, and so the landowners and the government people would accuse us of being organizers of the rebellion of the Indian. On the 12th of January of 1994, the government decided to cease fire. It was not an agreement, but it was the result of the first contacts with the Zapatistas.
Volunteer soldiers of the Zapatista Army remain ready for action.
20 years after this event, I can see the reality of Chiapas. When I go visiting the communities, I find many people that were involved. Some of them are still members of the Zapatista Army. I see them still with hope, with the energy to keep struggling. They will never go again to servitude.